up, Queen, and welcome back to Cricket Crown. If you don't know me, my name is Destiny, and I'm an aspiring psychologist, okay? And on this channel, I help women overcome the mental and emotional challenges that will keep them from pursuing their destiny, their goals, and their vision in this life, all while loving and understanding who they are as individuals, all right? So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe because I'll be having more videos coming your way. Okay. So today we are talking about creating an identity that you love. All right, let's get into it. All right, so I have some points here that I feel can help you with creating this new identity that you want to have. Because can I tell you that the way that you think about yourself is impacting your life more than you think it is? Yeah, the way that you think about yourself is impacting the decisions that you make on a daily basis. And you know how I can tell? Because look at that bum that you with. Ooh. You know, what you think about yourself shows up in your decisions. You're not even bold enough to go for that job you want because you think so low of yourself. Like, you won't even wear that outfit because you think so low of yourself. Like, you won't even pursue that dream that God gave to you because you think so low of yourself, right? So the reality is the way you think has a lot to do with the life that you are living right now. It has a lot to do with the identity that you want to create, right? And one of the things that's going to help you walk into this new identity that you want is a mindset shift. You have to change the way that you see yourself. You have to change the way that you think about yourself, right? One thing that helped me to see myself better was writing down who I wanted to be. Another thing that helped me was coming into agreement with who God said I already was, right? So, for example, I told myself, you know what? I want to be a Black, God-fearing, successful, beautiful, bold, talented, gifted mother. I want to be a great woman. I want to have the best. I want to live in the best. I want to drive the best. I want community. I want sisterhood around me. You know, I want a God-fearing husband. I want to have beautiful, God-fearing kids. Like, I began to change the narrative about myself and the way that I saw myself. I began to tell myself, girl, you are beautiful. You are wonderful. You are talented. There's only one of you in this world. There will never be anybody else like you. Can't nobody do it like Destiny, because that's who I am. I'm a woman of value. I'm a woman of principles. I believe in God. That's what I stand on. That's what I live my life out of. I value myself. I love myself. I care about myself. So I show up that way. I show up that way. I don't wait for anybody else to tell me who I am. I'm telling myself who I am. If it's not God, I don't really care to hear it, to be honest, because nobody in this world has an authority to give me an identity other than me and God. And to be honest, even sometimes we are wrong in the way that we see ourselves, because sometimes God could be saying something about us that we are seeing differently than what we see. So sometimes we can even be made as liars within ourselves, right? But I believe that the first step to creating this identity that you want is to see yourself differently. You have to flip the switch in your mind with how you see yourself, with how you perceive yourself. Stop telling yourself the sad stories. You are not what happened to you. I think that sometimes we take events and we make them identities. Like, yeah, man, I dropped out of high school, so I'm a failure. Yeah, man, I had a baby and I wasn't married, so I'm just a single mother. Or my child is a bastard. Stop labeling yourselves because of certain things that you've been through in this life. You are not that. You are more than that. You are more than a failure. You are more than a bum. You are more than your looks. You are more than your money. You are more than your talents. You are more than that. And I feel as if us women, we have been kind of given identities. Like, we have been told that we have to be a certain way. And I just think that it's time for you to step into who God has called you to be. And it's time for you to be who you know that you are, and stop allowing people to tell you who you are. You have to begin to shake off the noise in your ear. In this season, sis, you got to get alone with you. You got to get along with yourself. You got to be willing to face you in the mirror, and you have to be willing to do the hard work. You have to be willing to undo all the lies, all the things and all the identities that this world has tried to put on you. People have tried to put on you. Exes have tried to put on you. I don't care who it is. But you have to be willing to do the work. And sometimes doing the work means going to therapy. Sometimes doing the work means isolating yourself to be alone with just your thoughts. Sometimes I think one of the best things you can do is have a season of isolation. It's to have a season of being single, being alone, not always being in people's faces, because it's in that time when you're by yourself that you begin to discover you. You begin to discover what you like and what you dislike and what makes you happy and what makes you sad and who you really are, what you really think about yourself, the things that you really desire to do. I know for me, that's how it happened. I had to get by myself. I had to get alone for me to start realizing who I was. And it wasn't until I started spending that personal time with God that I was like, dang, man, like, I really do love helping people. Wow, I really am such a great speaker. Wow, I really do have a way of touching people with my words. Wow, I really am smart. Wow, I really am a quick learner. Wow, I really do desire to have a business. Wow, I really do like fashion. Wow, I really do like makeup. Man, I really want to be more feminine. It's not until you are in touch with you that you will begin to create an identity. But as long as you hide behind other people and you're allowing other people to tell you who you are, you will never know who you are. So you have to be willing to, one, do the work. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. But sit through the process and go through it. And once you get through it, I promise you're going to love the version of you that's on the other side. Some of y'all are so afraid of being alone that you don't even know how beautiful you are on the other side of you facing that fear. Because right now you think you need people. Right now you're so codependent on people because you don't know who you are. But the moment you get by yourself, but the moment you realize who you are, the moment you tap into you, the moment you tap into your identity, you're going to realize, listen, I never needed these people in the first place. I was just doing this because I was fearful and I wasn't sure who I was. But I'm telling you, once you do the work, whatever that requires, therapy, prayer, whatever your work is. Some of us are so afraid of our own emotions that we constantly got the TV going. We constantly got people around us. When you're in a car, you got music going. You never have a moment of just silence. You know why? Because once you get by yourself, everything that's in you is going to start coming out of you. It's going to start bubbling out. Them thoughts that you're running from is going to meet you right there. Them emotions that you've been running from is going to meet you right there. You know why? Just because you suppress it doesn't mean it's gone. It's waiting for you. So you have to be willing to do the work, and you have to be willing to shift your mind and to think differently about yourself, right? And my next point is, creating an identity that you love is more than just an outfit change. All right. It's not about you changing clothes. It's about you changing your mind. It's not about you changing clothes. It's not about you doing your hair. It's not about you doing your nails or getting cute as you have ever been in your life. It's not about that. It's about you changing your mind. Because you know why? You're going to change your clothes and you're going to still keep that same behavior that you had before because you didn't change your mind. So your mind comes first, right? Breaking up with the saying, well, this is just how I am. This is just how I am. I've always had this attitude. I don't know. I've always talked to people like this. I've always just been this real. Sometimes that's not even really who you are, bro. You just hurt. That's just like a protective method. Like, you just do that to protect yourself. That's not even really who you are. You just feel the need to act so tough because you want to protect yourself from being hurt, because your heart is really fragile and it's been broken so many times. So you've created this alter ego or this other version of yourself, and you told yourself, I would never let anybody else hurt me again or talk down upon me again or mistreat me like this again. So you've created this version that's always, up in your face. I want to fight you. You better not say nothing to me because I'm about it. All right, we ain't even on that. The reality is, a lot of us are hurt. And a lot of things that we're calling us is really just hurt. And once you heal from those things, you're going to realize how much of a protective method it really was. It's just a way for you to protect yourself and to guard your heart, right? And I just want to say this because I don't know who said being soft or being gentle or being humble or being sweet means to be weak. To be sweet doesn't mean to be weak. To be nice doesn't mean to be naive. You could still have a good heart. You could still treat people with love, respect, and care, and still have your boundaries, and still know who you are, and still not allow people to run over you. We got to get rid of these narratives that we tell ourselves in our head. And a lot of that stuff is just passed down from broken people. Broken people pass down a bunch of crap that we pick up along the way. So everybody, the blind just leading the blind. But nobody wants to sit down and take the time to get healed and to do the work. Right? So creating a new identity has to do with you doing the work. It has to do with you changing your mind. It has to do with you cutting off the voices of other people. It has to do with you breaking up with the saying, this is how I always been. And my next point would be, you have to forgive yourself. We. You have to forgive yourself. The reason why you can't be who God has called you to be, the reason why you can't step in confidence and boldness and pursue your dreams and your goals and your aspirations is because you have not forgiven yourself for the version of yourself that you once were. You keep blaming the 30-year-old version of you that you are now on the younger version. In other words, what I'm saying is you're punishing the you that you are now because of what you didn't know when you was whatever age. So things have happened to you in the past, and you're holding this anger and this bitterness against yourself because, if I just would have known he was a dog, I would have never talked to him. There's some things that you just don't know at the time, but you know now. And you know now so that you can have the experience, so that you can have the growth. It's not for you to hold against yourself. It's not for you to be mad at yourself. You have to forgive yourself for not doing better, even when you knew better. You got to forgive yourself and you have to let it go. Some of y'all are so broken that you don't even trust yourself to make certain decisions no more. Because you said, listen, man, I've made certain decisions and it's landed me in bad situations. So I don't even trust myself anymore. And that's that healing that I'm saying that you need to go through, so that you can begin to trust yourself again, so that you can begin to hear your intuition, so that you can begin to hear the Holy Spirit when he's speaking. You have to forgive yourself. Some stuff is not your fault. Just because it happened to you doesn't mean that you deserved it. Just because it happened to you doesn't mean that it's your fault. You gotta let it go. Let it go. And I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy because it's easier for you to hate yourself than for you to let it go. And that's what unforgiveness really is, right? It's you against yourself. It's you hating yourself. You're punishing yourself. And you punishing yourself for stuff that you did in the past. So you're punishing yourself and you don't feel like you don't deserve love. You feel like you don't deserve love because of a decision that you made. You feel like you don't deserve the promotion because of this. You feel like you don't deserve to live good, dress good, eat good because of whatever reason. And you keep punishing yourself. But it's not your fault. And you have to learn how to forgive you so that you can move on and be a better version for you. And if you can't do it for you, do it for your kids. And if you can't do it for your kids, then do it for people who are counting on you to step into your calling, to step into your purpose. And the last things that I want to say is you have to also be okay with people not being okay with this new version of who you are. You have to be okay with people walking away. You have to be okay with people talking about you, because sometimes people like the broken version of you better than the healed version because they benefit off your brokenness. You're going to have some people walk away from you. You are. But you have to be okay with it. You know why? Because you know who you are. And based on this new identity that you've created and this new identity that you're walking in, you're going to begin to create new relationships, new friendships, romantic, platonic, it don't matter. God's going to begin to bless you. He's going to begin to open doors for you. When you step into who you are, God already has things waiting for you. He's just waiting for you to be who you are. He's just waiting for you to have the courage to be who you've always been created to be. That's it. He's just waiting for you, sis. And I'm waiting for you too, girl, because I can't wait to see your glow up. I can't wait to see it. I would love to see it, all right? But y'all, that's all I got for y'all today, all right? I hope these points helped you. If they helped you, comment down below. All right. Oh, I almost forgot my homework assignment for y'all. Y'all, I got a homework assignment for y'all, okay? I want y'all to go home and write down, a vision board. I want you to write a vision for who you see yourself as. I want you to write a vision of how you think of yourself. See yourself differently. Write a new narrative. Are you bold? Are you direct? Are you clear? Are you confident? Are you confident? You know, how do you see yourself? And I want you to begin to work towards showing up as her. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take work, but that's okay because it's not about perfection, but it's about progression. All right? All right, sis, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video here. And as always, be blessed.